After Kari Lake lost her election in the Arizona Senate race to Ruben Gallego, we started to wonder whether she would get chosen for a role in the Trump administration. And from the standpoint of being a competent and qualified pick, of course, Kari Lake would not be that. But this is the Trump White House after all, so you don't have to be those things. All you have to do is demonstrate yourself worthy of Trump's good graces by sucking up to him and being loyal to him, which she certainly has over the past few years. She even went on her own voter fraud tirade after she lost the governor's race in Arizona a couple of years ago. Well, Trump has indeed given Kari Lake a role in his incoming administration. She is slated to become the next director of Voice of America. This is the international news broadcaster funded by the U.S. government. In a statement on Truth Social, Trump said, quote, "I am pleased to announce that Kari Lake will serve as our next director of the Voice of America. She will be appointed by and work closely with our next head of the U.S. Agency for Global Media, who I will announce soon, to ensure that the American values of freedom and liberty are broadcast around the world fairly and accurately," all caps. Unlike the lies spread by the fake news media, Kari was a beloved news anchor in Arizona, which supported me by record margins for over 20 years. Congratulations, Kari. Typically, the VOA director is not a position that's picked by the President of the United States, and Trump's Truth Social post alone does not guarantee that she will get the job. By law, there's a bipartisan advisory board that must approve the VOA director, and it also must get approved by the head of the U.S. Agency for Global Media, who Trump has yet to nominate. As he pointed out, that pick is apparently coming soon, and I'm sure he would put in place someone who would be willing to give Lake the green light, but that doesn't mean she'll be able to get past the bipartisan advisory board. So like with many of these Trump picks, this one is far from certain. Assuming Lake will be able to get the position, however, she'll be able to help Trump do what he's long tried to do, which is to turn the VOA into his own partisan propaganda arm. During Trump's first term, his U.S. AGM pick, Michael Pock, faced criticism for firing VOA leadership, for meddling in news coverage, and for filling roles with political appointees. Hopefully, Lake doesn't get the position. I gotta say, part of me wonders if Trump actually doesn't want anything to do with Lake at this point, and that's why he gave her this position, one that she may not even get confirmed to. Because remember, Kari Lake was talked about as a potential VP pick for Trump. She was a TV anchor in her previous career, right? So she could have potentially been picked for White House press secretary or communications director, positions that are more prestigious, I would argue, and certainly are more public facing. Instead, she got this VOA director role, something she may not even get confirmed to. It sounds to me like Trump isn't so crazy about Lake and threw her a bone with this pick, but didn't want her to have a more prominent role in his administration. I wonder exactly why that is. I really don't know at this point, because she really has been such a Trump sycophant. Maybe he thinks it's too over the top. Maybe he doesn't genuinely believe it. I don't know exactly what's going on. Hopefully she doesn't get confirmed, because that would be the ultimate humiliation after losing 2 elections in 2 years in the state of Arizona. We'll be sure to follow the process. All right, let's take a break, and when we return, David will be back to deliver this week's Friday feedback.
Staying motivated and eating healthy during the holidays can be a challenge. That's why I love our sponsor, AG1. I don't always carefully plan every single meal, so I know I'm getting the exact right amount of every vitamin and nutrient every day. That's why I start the morning with a scoop of AG1 before my cappuccino. I mix AG1 into a glass of cold water. That's it. Tastes good. 1 scoop. I get an entire day's worth of 75 high-quality vitamins and minerals and probiotics from whole food sources. The travel packs are a lifesaver when on the go. You know I would not promote the bogus supplements with the crazy claims. This is really simple. AG1 is a simple product. You get your vitamins and nutrients in a simple form rather than messing with a million different tablets and capsules, and just get it all together in one shot. This new year, try AG1 for yourself. Great time to start a new habit. AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up. You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box. Go to drinkag1.com/Pacman. The link is in the description.